Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, and today just another little update on Pathfinder Kingmaker, which I've been playing, as I said, on my own, not really for the channel, but because I've been playing it a lot, I've kind of had a few thoughts. So I thought, other than just make the original video, which was just my thoughts on the whole game, I've kind of made a few updates as I've been going along. Basically, updates from a layman who's never played before, and how I imagine it would look to anybody who's in my position. So that's kind of how I've been doing it. So today I've got a new update on the quest I've been doing, which is called Jaethal Vanishing, which is one of the main story quests. And as I explained in the last video, which I didn't realise until I started getting into the game and going into this quest, you actually can fail the game at a certain point if you don't complete this. And the other main quest, maybe I hadn't got to that point, but they didn't have that time limit. So anyway, you go to a few different places, and one of them is the Sepulcher of Forgotten Heroes, which is quite a little thing in itself. It's a big, expansive dungeon, tomb dungeon, whatever. But it is a little bit fiddly. I won't go into all the details because it's not super complicated once you kind of get the hang of it. But basically what it is there's lots of doors, and there's three different colour switches. Actually there's four in the end, but there's three different main colour switches. I think it's blue, orange and green, and you have to step on foot plates to open different doors. And what it end up meaning, and I'm not going to go into all the details because you'll find out. If I can find out, you can find out. And there's little guides online to tell you kind of how to do it, but all I needed to find out is the basics. So there's little plates on the floor, and basically you step on the green plate, opens a green door, you run all your guys through, and then what you'll need to do, at least for the most of this dungeon, is leave one of your characters on the plate so they can keep opening the door, because basically once the door opens it then closes again, plus it'll activate different doors. So there's three different plates, and at a certain point you'll need to leave your characters on, one on the green plate, one on the blue plate, one on the orange plate. When you get to the final part, you can find a switch that opens all the doors in the whole place, and you can link up everybody again. So just remember, you can link or unlink your whole team. And so once you unlink them, you'll have each one you can move individually. It is a little bit fiddly because you've got to keep moving each person around, and then I tried this. Once you leave one person on a switch, if you link back the others, it's annoying because then the person that's on the switch will try and run around to find them, and even if it's not an easy way to find them, they sometimes get stuck or go somewhere you don't want them to go. So the best thing to do, although that's a little bit fiddly, is to just move them all individually all the time. But anyway, it's not that bad. Once you get the hang of what you need to do and you understand it, it's actually quite simple. So that's the first part. You end up after that, let me just show you something else. So you go through this. This is the quest. This thing, Lost Brother, which is kind of tied into this Jaethal Vanishing quest, you actually find this letter here as well. So you might be wondering where that was, because I was wondering where the hell that was, and it's actually in here. So you find that just by accident really, but you probably won't be able to avoid finding it. I can't actually remember where I found it, but you'll find it in here, so that's fine. And you'll find out if you have bits and pieces, you'll find the last of the lost sisters, last defaced sister. And then what you'll end up doing is coming to this final chamber. If you go back through here, I'll show you that is the switch that opens all the doors. So once you get into this final chamber, you have to step on that, opens all the other doors in the whole map, and then wherever your other guys have been waiting on the switches, you can move them back to join up with the rest. So that's simple. And then you'll get this little bit where you find the defaced sister, you rescue her, she'll run away like you do, and then you'll have to fight. Nothing shocking, it's just some more zombies and cyclops zombies and zombie priests. It's not difficult. I've had much more difficult fights in this, but just so I'll give you my thinking, and like I said, I'm just doing it as someone who's just been playing through it first time without really doing much research or much googling about it. The only thing I googled with this is the basic element of what you need to do with the doors. I didn't google exactly how to do it or which doors to do in any order. I just did it and then worked it out myself. They're probably different ways. Anyway, but I found that if you have a Jaethal, who is the undead, the thing that she can do, which is kind of compensates for however many party members you have or whoever's downed or injured, is she can summon nightmare skeletons. So you see above her picture on the left, you've got a whole little line of nightmare skeleton soldiers, and she can summon those, I think, 3 times. So theoretically she can summon like 18 of them. You won't need 18, but she can summon 6, and that's 6 extra troops. Now the thing about that is, and I found this quite often, it's not just now, but I just thought I'd mention it now. What they'll do is, number one, they're all right. They'll miss a few hits, but what they'll do is they'll give enemies something to either A, be hitting rather than your own guys, or B, they will block up enemies. So for example, I had all my own party facing this way, and I noticed there were doors that side, so I made her conjure up the undead over here, the nightmare skeletons, and that means that kind of blocked off all these guys from going anywhere, because as you can see, all the nightmare skeletons are kind of blocking them in. And so it can work for a lot of reasons. It can kind of work as a shield wall, or they can work as extra soldiers in your team. But either way, I find, regardless of any character, what any other character has or doesn't have, she is by such a long way the most important one. Not because she's the most likeable, not because of any other reason, but because she can make 6 extra characters to help you. And if you only had one person to bring, you bring her, because she can make 6 more, whereas none of the others can do that. And yes, all the others, Amir is strong and Valerie is strong, and some of the others got magic and all the other things and spells, but she can make 6 more. And there may be later on, there may be other characters that can summon up equal or more characters, or more demons or other things, but at this point in this game, she's the only one that can do that. So I would always bring her. Well, I would always bring her, to be honest, but I would always bring her on any mission where you're unsure what might happen, because especially in this mission where you're leaving people behind to watch out for switches, it means that if you take her, always take her, don't leave her on a switch, because then even when you get down to 3 people on switches and 3 people going around in your party, theoretically you've got her who can make another 18. So there you go. So anyway, like I said, it's not, when I started this little dungeon, not a little dungeon, this morning, I was kind of getting a bit frustrated when I looked at it, and I thought, oh god, I don't want to do all that, it looks annoying. But actually it's been quite fun, and it's not as difficult as it looks. So I just thought I'd make that again, because a lot of people have the same view as I do, not knowing the game, not having done lots of research. You'll see, even when I research how you switch switches, this is the only thing I did with this mission, you'll still think, oh my god, that's going to be a hassle, and it takes a bit of time, but it's not as difficult as it might seem. And certainly the fact you've only got a few of your team together doesn't actually make a lot of difference. If you've been playing for a while, which you would have when you got to this point, your team are easily going to be high enough level to take care of any of the threats. And to be honest, even without Jaethal using her nightmare skeletons, at this point the rest we would have managed these Cyclops easily without her. I just did that to help. Anyway, that's my current progress with Kingmaker Pathfinder. Thanks for watching, and until next time from Guessagaingaming, take care for now.